Hello, fellow YouTubers. Welcome to tonight's video. All right, we have a change up of things apart from the coins. We just have a variety of items that we just want to share. We're not going to share everything that's in this particular box, but we're just going to be doing a kind of a hidden and a missing, type of thing, all the way from some arrowheads to some Civil War bullets that we have found down through the years, metal detecting, and so let's just dive right into it. I thought you would just kind of find this kind of interesting, which I always find Civil War objects and the arrowheads very interesting. So let's just kind of, if I can get my camera to just stand right just for a few moments, okay? We're gonna, this is a kind of a big box, so let me just kind of show you what's probably all in this box. See, some of those are some nice Civil War bullets, and some of the arrowheads. But ain't that nice? That nice peak on that one. Okay. I think I even have some type of fragment. I don't know if it's off of a cannon or if it was off of maybe one of the guns. I don't know for sure, but I have seen several items like this in the museum down through the years. Some bigger than this, and some pieces even smaller. So that is somewhat kind of puzzling as to exactly what it is, but I haven't just taken the time out to do any consulting. I just been doing a little minor researching, here and there, touching here and there, and just coming up with different little answers. And there's a nice point. Very nice. Okay, I'll set that one right there. Let's find another interesting one. Oh, here's a goodie. Look at that one. And the Native American, we call them Native American, but the Indians must have had some real great patience, and this thing is jagged. I mean, that could really do some damage to a person or animal. That thing is like teeth, and just raking my thumb across it. That thing can do some damage. It looks almost like that particular stone there. I don't. It's interesting what they actually made their arrows out of. Some type of granite rock, or graphite, or in some instances. And then here's a real good one. Um, in fact, the whole thing is still intact from the peak down to the niche in the base, okay, of where they tied that thing onto their wooden shaft, okay. Now that's interesting. That thing is sharp too, okay. As another one, beautiful, handcrafted, okay. That's a short and stubby one, you know. That must have been made for war, you know. Go on the war path with those things, boy, and you kind of in for it. And then we have these black ones. Boy, these things like that stone there is it's like glass. Boy, them things will cut you to threads, you know, cut you to pieces like a razor. And you can you hear that? It don't even sound like a stone, you know. I did kind of research and found what these black arrows were. But you know, you take in so much information. I got it wrote down somewhere. But you just take in so much information until if you're not just adequately dealing in it every day, it'll just slip your ship, you know. It'll just leave you, you know. Like this big thick piece of lead, this round lead. Now, I believe this is a Sergeant Riker's the stamper, you know, that they used to. It should have had some numbers on it, but where I found this, it was in an area where, in fact, let's see, I discovered this particular bullet as well, right along with that thick piece of lead, and I've looked these types of lead figures up on the internet, and it is shaped pretty much like the railroad stamps, okay, that they used, and I've tried to have it identified with some people here in our hometown, and they agree that it did have that little nub that's missing right there. That is something similar. It could be, you know, but they couldn't just give me a direct yay that's in part what it was, but I believe that's what that piece is, okay? But in the area that I found that what I believe to be a railroad stamp, I also found this lead Civil War bullet, okay? Now I don't know what happened to it. Something happened while, I don't know why, while they was probably making it, or something just happened with it. They may have been playing with a knife with it. Who knows, you know? And they kind of slid it like that. But over on, I guess that's California, that's pretty much where the soldiers kind of took their abode in once they made it to Camden. Who was that? The Confederates. Once they made it to Camden, so they made themselves welcome in different homes, okay? And over on Maple Street, okay, is part of that territory, and I can't think of the next street down from Maple over by that car wash. But anyway, back off in the bushes, Chestnut, that's what it was, Chestnut. Back off in the bushes where I metal detect, there I came across a pile of brick, and it looked like that in that particular place is where a fireplace used to be, and there were several, big like Adobe bricks. I'm a bricklayer, so like the big Adobe bricks, they handcrafted, and I kept getting this bead on my detector, and until I dug down, I think it might have been about 3-4 inches, and out popped this thing. And I'm like, what the heck is that with that funny looking tail, And at first I thought it was just a piece of lead, fishing lead. But when I picked it up and I looked at the butt end of it with a little hollow in it, I discovered that it was indeed a Civil War bullet. Okay? So I was glad to discover that piece. There's all type of little there. I think here's a 2 or 3 ringer. That look like a 3. I'm not sure if that's a Confederate or what, but and then this one, pardon me. There was a group out of Hope that came to Camden, and they metal detect the area that they call Sandy Beach, okay? And I think that was like, I can't recall the name of the group, but they're on YouTube, and they had metal detect Sandy Beach, and they came across, several nice objects, and I can't remember if any of those were Civil War bullets, but I think maybe a watch, a dime, it might have been a Mercury, if I'm not mistaken. Just several little odds and ends they came across, and I said to myself, they couldn't have found everything, no detector can find everything, and no metal detecting person can find everything. There's always a different technique that someone uses can come along with a detector behind you and find what you miss. Okay? So I made up in my mind that following weekend or so that I was going to go and just metal detect Sandy Beach. All right? In the process, not so much looking for too much to happen, but I did have a desire or a inner feeling that I would find something unique, okay? I might have found a couple of wheat pennies, okay, that they missed. But most prominent of all, I found this very large Civil War bullet, okay? Excuse me. There was a ravine, or there is a ravine, that comes up out of the woods near the banks of the river, which I believe that the soldiers took when they came to Sandy Beach to as they said, will guard that gateway, okay? In 1864, yes, 1864, 1865, but it appeared that where this bullet was dropped, that they made their way up out of that draw, okay, coming out of town to the banks of the river. And this particular bullet was dropped, okay? That was a dropped bullet. Look how it hasn't been shot. It's not dinged up that bad, but it's a dropped bullet, okay? And in the process, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I had found this little pebble or that little shot as well at Sandy Beach. This one I found as well, which was a drop bullet at Sandy Beach as well. I think it's one more. I can't remember which one, but it's a small one. Might have been a couple of small shots that I did likewise find there on Sandy Beach. Okay? But anyway, I just wanted to kind of share some of this historical stuff with you and my YouTube family. I like finding this old stuff. You know, I love finding it. And sometimes I just go out in the woods with my metal detector and look at that one. That one been firing and it didn't hit something, and boy, that joker just all beat up. You hear me? But I just sometimes enjoy just going out in the woods, and here's a crazy looking one. I found that one at Tate's Bluff. Okay? That one right there at Tate's Bluff. And there was a fort at the main riverbank there in Tate's Bluff. Okay? I found that one and also one other one, and it was in the river that I found it. It may have been that one and a couple of few small shots that was smashed. I think it was this was one of them. See how brownish it is. It was underwater for some years before I found it. And this was like a couple of years ago, I think. A year and a half ago, I found those at Tate's Bluff. Okay. All right. Oh, somebody lost their wings. Interesting, huh? Somebody did lose their wings. I'm not going to elaborate on that one. Okay. This one as well. Now, what a arrowhead that is. Boy, that is a massive arrowhead. Now the shaft on this booger must have been huge. Look at that. Must have been made for killing whales or something. But look at that booger. It's every bit of 3 inches wide. That way, probably about 3.5 inches wide. And as you can see, the butt of it is broken off. And I found this one as well at Tate's Bluff in the river. The water had receded real bad. Was that last year, baby? Yeah. Had receded real bad last year, and you could actually walk out into the most parts of the river where directly under the bridge the water was still pretty much swift, and it still had some depth to it. You wouldn't want to step out there in it and think you were going to be safe. There was some pretty good rushing water out there, okay? And but me and my wife, we metal detect that area, and I think I might have found a Kennedy Hab, a 1964, in fact, Kennedy Hab in the middle of the river, okay? And of course, some dimes and a couple of nickels, pennies, of course, always pennies. If you don't find nothing else, you're going to find some pennies. And I came across this arrowhead, okay? We came across some huge seashells, okay? Some of which my wife kept, and she doodling with them, and first one thing or the other. But this is just kind of some of the stuff I likes to do, okay? Yeah, look at that. Some folk may not be interested in. If you ain't interested in, that's not your thing, okay? I get that, you know. Hey, but check this one out. Look at that. Look at the point on that booger. Boy, that joker ready to stop somebody right now. You hear me? Look at that. Boy, just think if we had to do some of this stuff. Hey, look at this one right here. That's a big 3-ringer. In fact, that was a drop shell as well. Look at the hollow in that booger. Look at that. And then, of course, I do have just some whatnots that I found on the side and just threw in here, you know. Whatever this plate went to, I don't know. Patent, that's a patent number. April the 1st, 1902. So I don't know what that little thing went to. If anybody knows, let me leave us a comment or what you think it might be in the comment section below, because I've called myself trying to look it up and look for it, but I haven't had no great success. And then this little item here, man, I know it's a piece of lead, and some might argue that it's a fired Civil War bullet. But man, I looks at this thing and I see it puts me in the mind of those figure stones that the American Indians doodled and they crafted back in the day. Because I declare, I wish you could see with me that thing, that funny looking image on there, it looks like, I mean, it don't look human, but it looks like a crafted something. It look like it has a head on it, and it got a little face on it with the arms and legs. And now I did find, and I've got to dig it out. I don't know exactly what I did with it, but I did find a what they call a figure stone. A figure stone. I found it at a railroad track. Okay. Where the Indians was known to have lived, and they done their daily task. They encamped that, and at first I just kicked the stone, and then I looked at it. There's something weird about that stone. It looked like somebody been carving, shaping that stone. And I picked it up, and there was a slight image. You could tell there was an image in it, and so I kind of done some research on it and discovered that it was called a figure stone. Okay. A figure stone. So this piece of lead, to me, it looks like it has some type of figure on the inside of the graphics of it. So It may not be. It may just be me looking at it all wrong, but hey, it still look like an image to me. It is what it is. Okay? But that's just some of the stuff that I have. Hold on, let me see if I can just set this down just a minute, and I got another big box of some bunch of stuff. Aha. Look at all that stuff. All kind of different types of weaponry. Look at that. Yeah, look at that one. Ain't that nice? The peaks on some of them little boogers. How they crafted those. Boy, that's just amazing. And here go those things that sound like they glass. Boy, what in the world? Like it's some kind of turquoise. Okay? Wow. And it just literally sound like glass. Just as black as they want to be. Look at this one. Look at the peak on that joker. Boy, if them things with teeth, man, just eat you up. All right. And then look at this one. That one has seen some days at doing whatever it does. And look at that one. That ivory. I knew that ivory color to it. Okay. So I just thought I'd just take a side and just show you some of my collections. Here's a pretty one. Hold on. Look at that. Now I have a nice big stone out back that has those colors in it, and then has that gray. It has a real light gray vein running down through it. I'll show it to you sometime. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah. Here's another one. Nice coloring to it. Look at that. Ain't that nice? Yeah. So it's not all about coins, you know. I like the coin world activity. I do. But there are some other things I also enjoy as well, like fishing. I don't really do no hunting, but I like fishing and metal detecting and crafting, you know. Bricklaying, I love that. Look at that. Okay. Finding arrowheads. Okay. Cooking chicken and dressing. Ooh, what you talking about? Boy, if I took y'all in the kitchen with me, boy, y'all be trying to come to the house. Man, look at that. Now that's a funny look on. Hey, more spherical than anything. Kind of like these are. It's glassy, but then it has like a toughness, I guess, on the inside of it. So here's another nice point. Thing got teeth on it. Razor sharp. Look at that. Well, those are some nice ones, isn't it? And if the water ever recedes, at the way on the other end of the river, it's like maybe 15, 20 miles away from where I live, or better, just a little better. I could go hunting for some more of these. But the river have been up, and when you think you can get out there, then here come some more rain just out of nowhere. Boy, that's something, ain't it? But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Our little look into the past, deep into the past. Look at those black arrowheads. Okay. Hopefully we'll do some more hunting and some more finding, some metal detecting. We'll take you out on one of our metal detecting hunts and see if we can't discover some stuff. And even if we don't find nothing, we just enjoy it, okay? That's what we do. So, hey, be sure and give us a like, subscribe, a share, and do leave us a comment. Have a blessed night.